Hello my dear student friends, welcome to my tutorials. I hope you all are good. In today's video, we are going to discuss about retrenchment strategies. In the corporate level strategies, we have already discussed about expansion or growth strategy. In the previous video, we understood what is stability strategy. In this video, we are going to discuss about a retrenchment strategy. Under this, there are three types of retrenchment strategies. One is turnover strategy, another one is divestment strategy, another one is liquidation strategy. Now, let us proceed and understand the meaning of retrenchment strategy. So, before we understand what is retrenchment strategy, what exactly retrenchment means in English? Retrenchment means cutting expenses or removing or firing employees or downsizing. This is the meaning of retrenchment. What is retrenchment strategy? The retrenchment strategy is adopted when an organization aims at reducing its one or more business operations with the view to cut expenses and reach to a more stable financial position. In order to maintain this stable financial position, the organization adopt the retrenchment strategy to cut expenses, to downsize the business operations to maintain stable financial position. So, you understood that in the situation when an organization is facing unstable financial position, a difficult situation, or experiencing the continuous losses, reducing market share, or inefficient management, adopt the retrenchment strategy. They cut the expenses, they close down the non-profitable business units, fire the employees, and maintain the stable financial position. This is called retrenchment strategy, totally opposite to expansion or growth strategy. So this is the meaning of retrenchment strategy. Now, shall we understand the different types of retrenchment strategy? Now, retrenchment strategy, as I told, there are three types of retrenchment strategy. Now we are going to discuss about turnaround strategy. Turnaround strategy. Try to understand what is turnaround strategy. The turnaround strategy is a retrenchment strategy followed by an organization when it feels that the decision made earlier is wrong. Try to understand the decision made earlier is wrong and needs to be undone before it damages the profitability of the company. So what do you mean by this? The business organization sometimes have to go back and revise the decision what it took. Is it good decision or a bad decision? Because sometimes the organization takes one decision and will not see the result. It continuously face losses and losses again. They experience the reduced market share, damage of reputation of the product of the company, and continuous turnover, labor turnover, employees resign and go. All these situations lead the business managers to revise the decisions. What decision it has taken earlier? Is it correct decision or wrong decision? Once they understand that the decision what they have taken earlier is wrong, then they will try to rectify the decision, change their strategy, business policies, revise the decision, and take the correct strategy to maintain their profitability before any damage happens. No fool stick on to the wrong decision. Only a fool will not accept his mistake. Otherwise, the wise man or sane person will accept his mistake, because we are human beings. The businessmen, strategists, managers also are human beings. Sometimes they take bad decision, wrong decision. They have to accept it and revise the decision. That is called turnaround strategy. One more meaning is given. Second point, turnaround strategy is backing out or retreating from the decision wrongly made earlier and transforming from a loss-making company to a profit-making company. This is called a turnaround strategy. Say, for example, a man is there, a human being is there. Some infection happened in his hand, for example. Some infection happened in his hand. First, he will try to cure his hand. He will go to doctor, take treatment and try to cure his hand. This is called a turnaround strategy. He will not cut his hand. If the turnaround strategy has proven unsuccessful or failed, then forcefully his hand should be cut, or else it will infect the whole body. This is called turnaround strategy. Now, let me give you the example of turnaround strategy. I am taking the example of Apple company. He looks like Tom Cruise, but he is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, both of them started Apple company in the year 1976. Soon after establishing this company, due to the superior technology, user-friendly and uniqueness of Apple company, gained popularity and increased the market share, and it has become a competitor to Microsoft. In the year 1983, Steve Jobs stepped out from CEO position and handed this position over to this guy, John Sculley. He has taken this in charge in the year 1983. The reason why Steve Jobs stepped out from CEO position and he remained as chairman of the organization and handed over this position to this guy, John Sculley, because he was the head of Macintosh system in the year 1983. He was busy in developing Macintosh system in the year 1983 and introduced this first Macintosh system in the year 1984. What you are seeing, this is the first Apple Macintosh system introduced. I'm sorry, not 1983, 1984. He has introduced 1984. After 1 year, he has introduced. Soon after introducing Macintosh in the year 1984, it has become a failure. The disappointing of Macintosh sales in the market made Steve Jobs critical in the eye of Sculley, the CEO. And Steve Jobs has become answerable to the entire Apple company. And the board of directors of Apple company has taken the decision to remove Steve Jobs from this Macintosh division and named him as chairman. The aggravated Steve Jobs resigned from the company. He has resigned from the company, which has shocked the entire board of directors of Apple company. He came out from the company. He insulted himself. He got insulted. He came out from the company, and soon after coming from company, he has established Next Workstation, a competitor to Apple company. In the same period, he has established one more company, that is Pixar, a very successful computer animation film studio. I think you might be hearing about this Pixar animation studio, now acquired by Disney. It has become Disney Pixar. With all these, Steve Jobs has become a headache to Apple company. Apple company were struggling from 1990. From 1990 it was struggling. Till 1997 they struggled and finally accepted in the year 1997 to take Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs finally came in the year 1997. Soon after chip into the business of Apple, Steve Jobs introduced Macintosh system in the year 1997. It has become very popular. iMac, MacBook, I think you might have heard about it. It has pushed the sales of Apple company to the next level. He has become a permanent CEO after 2000, chairman of the organization and CEO. And after 2000, I think you heard, after 2000 Apple company has gained more popularity since it has introduced iPhone and iPod, iTunes, so many products. After 2000, Apple company has gained the popularity. So this is the best example of turnaround strategy. The moment in 1990 when Steve Jobs resigned from the organization, 1997 again he came back to the organization, became CEO. The downfall of company has turned around. It has gained its own market share and popularity once Steve Jobs joined Apple company. This is called turnaround strategy. I hope you understand turnaround strategy. If you have any doubts, you can put a comment in Google Classroom, or you can refer my notes. Same example has been given in the notes. Next, let us understand divestment or disinvestment strategy. Disinvestment strategy is also called divestment strategy. Disinvestment or divestment is opposite to investment. When you invest, your business will grow. When you divest, you take back the money, your business will reduce. So what is divestment or disinvestment strategy? The disinvestment or divestment strategy is another form of retrenchment that includes the downsizing of the scope of the business. The firm is said to have followed the divestment strategy when it sells or liquidates a portion of a business or one or more of its strategic business units or a major division with the objective to revive its financial position. Again, same. In order to revive or maintain the stable financial position, it sells or liquidates a portion of business or loss-making unit so that it can get back the cash and revive or maintain the financial position. This is called disinvestment strategy. If the turnaround strategy has not worked or it is not successful, then the company will take the disinvestment strategy. This is the meaning of disinvestment strategy. The best example is UTI, Unit Trust of India, which has introduced mutual funds first time in India. It has its division which is called UTI Bank. I think you know about this UTI Bank, the division of UTI. Sell off sold this UTI Bank to Axis Bank. Now what Axis Bank you are seeing is actually UTI Bank, which has been acquired by UTI, a loss-making company. This is the example of divestment or disinvestment strategy. Now let us understand one more retrenchment strategy, that is called liquidation strategy. What is liquidation strategy? The liquidation strategy is the most unpleasant strategy adopted by the organization that includes sell off its assets and final closure or winding up of the business operations. So this is the final step need to be taken with the complete care and keen interest. Lot of attention is required to take a liquidation strategy, because if any minute mistake taken place in taking or adopting this liquidation strategy leads to severe repercussions on the part of the company, because it is the final closure, the shutter is completely closed, the company is totally closed. Retrenchment strategy, as I explained, there is a human being, his hand is infected. First, his hand will not be cut, he will go to doctor, his hand is infected, the doctor will cure his hand. That is called a turnaround strategy. If the hand is not cured by the doctor, it is cut, it has to be cut, because if it is not cut, it will affect the entire body. That is called divestment or disinvestment strategy. Even if the infection is not stopped, it has spread throughout the body, then finally doctors will conclude this man is not going to survive, he is going to die. This is the final stage of the man or woman, a human being. This is called liquidation strategy. The company is dead permanently. This is called a liquidation strategy. And the example is gold spot. I think you may not heard about this. If you watch 1970s or 1980s movie, somewhere you see the scenes where gold spot is there. Once upon a time, successful company, now it is closed. And the best example is HMT watches, recently closed down the shutter, totally liquidated. These are the examples of liquidation strategy. So in today's video, we understood the retrenchment strategies. Three among these: one is turnaround strategy, another one is disinvestment strategy, and the last one is liquidation strategy. I hope you understand. If you have any doubts, you can put a comment, ask doubt in Google Classroom, or refer my notes which is already given to you. Have a nice day. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do subscribe it. We will meet in the next video with a new topic. Until then, bye.